Hi, you guys. It's Chewsday Experience where we chew
and talk about our experience.
Yeah. It's you know who it is. It's Scotty Two Head with a Body and
Ashley Murray / Ashley Murray Hair.
That's right. Today we're talking about something very serious, very sad, very depressing. Just kidding. It's about work drama and how to manage it. And with our experience, we've been doing this. How long have you been doing this? Well, how long have you been working?
30 years here in life. Working since I was 15, probably.
Since I was 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And we have seen everything. Mm-hmm. And tell us, how was your work drama and how do you handle it either as an employee or as a manager?
So I would say the first thing I'd start off with is with work drama, you got to know yourself.
Yeah.
First and foremost, how are you going to react? How are you going to handle it?
Oh, yeah.
And that's probably the biggest thing for all of it. But, obviously working since I was 15 and I've managed a software customer service department.
God.
Yes. And I've worked in restaurants. I've worked in hair salons, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in my environment, same with yours.
Yes.
So I've never really, I've had the luxury of working from home, but most of my experience has been with people and being around them and dealing with them. So I guess with drama in the workplace, I'm the type of person that I'm interested.
Oh, so you like the tea.
I'm not upset with the tea. How about you?
I'm...
To an extent.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'll hear it, but I won't get involved.
Yes, I agree with that. Because, as a manager, I wouldn't say it's my job to know all of the tea, because I think that there's still things that people don't want to tell their managers and shouldn't.
Yeah.
And so I understand that there's a gap there, but at the same time, knowing what's going on with the people around you, especially if you're having to work in a group, knowing the type of person that you're dealing with, and knowing the type of person you are compared to that person, are you a fight or flight type of person? Is that person also a fight or flight? If there's something that gets heavy in an argument, how are you going to handle it? How are they going to handle it? Because obviously, especially here in Los Angeles, we all come from different places. This one comes from close to Detroit, Michigan. I come from Gilbert, Arizona. Yikes. So we're on the opposite sides of the entire country and grew up differently. So I always try to take into consideration that other people might pop the heck off on me. And, I'm just trying to keep the peace. So I would say, handling work drama, for me, I obviously want to chat with that person and have a conversation. What's up? Is there something?
Yeah.
What's up? I guess if we're talking about just personal drama between two people.
Yeah.
But in general, I like solving things on my own with somebody, but not bringing in another adult unless it's something that's absolutely 100% necessary, where it's just someone may not be reasonable or somebody may not be good to be around in a sense.
Toxic work environment.
So my big thing is when, especially when I worked in a restaurant and I wasn't the manager, my big thing was, I'm just going to go to the manager.
Yes.
And that's usually more of work drama, as in somebody at work that's a guest is freaking out.
Yeah.
Or, there's an issue that can't really be resolved between me and another coworker that has to have a manager involved. Then I'll get them involved. But mostly I want to hey, come on, what's up?
Yeah, excuse me. Oh my
Not
God.
You're
Yep. You are the type of person where you're if you have beef with me, tell me to my face instead of being fake. running around the entire place telling everybody that she did this, we did that, da da da. You rather have someone who is going to be like, hey, you bothered me. Yeah. Or you're catching an attitude with me. Why?
Yeah.
Because I think that everyone's very sensitive.
Well, and if you're an intuitive person and you're just aware of humans and you know that about yourself, you know that you can kind of like pick out different things about someone that you're like, oh yeah, like this person, you know, like just knowing kind of what type of person you're dealing with, you know?
Has that ever happened to you where you literally were about to like beat the living crap out of somebody at work?
I mean, I've definitely gotten pretty upset in my life at work.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I mean...
You're human.
Well, I feel like I'm pretty strong-minded, I guess. So if something doesn't seem fair, I just am the type of person that, like, I like everything to be fair for everybody. Like, if you're doing that, then so are you. If you're not doing that, neither are you type thing.
Yeah.
And, like, call it what it is, but... it's just the best way to keep things like even keeled everywhere.
Absolutely.
Because the more that you give one way, then somebody else knows about it, and then you go kind of back and forth on like what's okay here, what's not okay.
Yeah.
And so the best work environments, I've felt like that creates the least amount of drama are ones that have just like, this is what you do, this is what you can't do, this is what you can, and there's not really any blurred lines.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like with work drama per se, I don't really get into too much of it because for me, I try to control that aspect. Now restaurants, like I've never been in a management role in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I can imagine for managers in restaurants, like God bless all of you.
For real.
I'm telling you to the camera, if you are watching this and I have worked for you, bless your heart. And I'm just not.
Oh yeah, because it's a lot because you're multitasking. You have to check on this person, that person, like, and a lot of the times the employees, the servers, the bartenders, the cooks, chefs, line cooks, expo, da da da. You don't know what their day is like. You don't know what happened to them. Everyone's different, so it's a lot to handle. But if you can handle it, Godspeed.
Yes. And the drama of just people not showing up and doing all those things. Like, I'm sure
oh my God. Are you kidding?
Because that's drama right there. Like, when you talk about drama, it's like there's so many different types of that when it comes to like a working, like a restaurant. I get today, somebody mentioned at the salon, just how crazy and weird the environment is with restaurants because some places shut down early, some places are short-staffed, and it's, from my understanding, really hard to get people to want to work right now because of unemployment and COVID and all that.
Just recently, Burger King employees put on the sign, you know when they have the sign up that's like whatever, it's on sale, they said, sorry for the inconvenience, we all quit. They all quit. Every single employee quit that day.
And we were just talking about this.
Literally.
And you hear, I just get so like, I love restaurants.
Yeah.
And working in them, you become like, you want to just kiss them.
Yeah.
Even though like working in a restaurant is so difficult. You're just, like, I know right now you just hear people say stuff like that and you're like, do you even understand how hard it is to be in like atmospheres like that sometimes where you're
high stakes.
Yeah. So that's just, but yeah, that's my thoughts on like people talking schmack about restaurants.
Of course.
But what about your experience when it comes to work drama? I
either I'm like literally like you, where if you have a problem with me, say it to my face. Go for a boot. I made turkey club sandwiches.
We didn't even tell them what we're eating yet.
Oh, I know. Shoot. Turkey club sandwiches. She's gluten-free. So, but it still works out because they can make bread that's gluten-free. But, hello. It's stunning.
Turkey, bacon, cucumber, cheese. Put together by Scotty Tuhati himself. Cucumber.
She's also a chef too, please. We can throw down in the kitchen. Let's get real here.
Let's go, girl.
Let's get real.
All right, let's go real. Let's hear it.
Let's get real. I used to have anxiety whenever I see, because I'm the type, I'm like you, where it's like, can we all just get along? And I used to be really bad at it, where I would walk away, not in the drama that it would be other people's drama, where I would see people fight or like yell at each other. I would either walk away because I would be like so afraid of it, but then learning and doing this for this long, I finally got to the point where I'm like, no, I'm just gonna witness it, not get involved. But if I'm involved in it, that's when I'm like, no, this is what we're gonna do. This is what's happening. Regardless if it's a customer or another employee, I'm like, no, you have a problem with me. Let's figure this out, because I'm not about to do this with you. And I'm at that point where I'm like, if you don't want to talk to me, bring the manager. Let's step to the. One thing I will say that's embarrassing is if you fight with your coworker in front of the guest. When you could do that stuff in the back.
That just happened to me.
Really?
I was getting my nails done, and the white that they used on my toes wasn't the right white to paint. And this other girl's like, all of our freaking whites are out all the time. And the other one's like, oh, I think they're trying to keep them stocked. And they're like fighting about it. And I'm like,
in front of the customer, and it's embarrassing.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
Should I change my toe color? Because I feel like, what the hell?
She's like, what do I do, y'all? Like,
how awkward.
Green.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
sorry.
no. You're good. I like these stories. They're good.
And I was like, this is so awkward.
Because you are a customer that you're like, you don't want to know that there's bad stuff going on. Like, you want to come back to this where it's a great environment. And I literally witnessed two of my coworkers freaking cuss each other out. And thank God there was no customer, but I was like, oh my God. And then one stormed off and the other one was just like, whoa. And I was like, can we stop? And I choose to not be a manager, a lead, or assistant manager, because this is not my dream. This is not what I want. I don't want to deal with this. I'm not dealing with the responsibility. And so far, if anything happens, it's like the drama is not necessary, because we understand that we're in an environment that's not great, because you don't want to be there. Let's be real here. None of us want to be there, because it's not what you work at, a beautiful salon. So that's what you want. That's amazing because you're a manager and you work there. But at the same time, it's like some of us who are not at our dreams just yet, we're just like, we don't want to be here. So we're angry about that. We're angry that we're here. We're angry that we couldn't get the day off, or something happened with the manager, or this and that. If it gets to that point, quit. Because you're going to be miserable, and drama is not necessary in your life at work. You don't want, because we don't know what your household is like. So work drama is another thing on top of that, what you're going through in your life. For me, when it gets to that point, I honestly, if I get to that point where there's too much drama, there's stupidity, I quit. Or I will say I've done this. I literally walked out of a job.
I know people who've done that, for sure.
I would never be the type of person that did that, but I walked out of a job because there was drama, because my coworker got into a car accident, but they weren't going to have another employee help me in the department that I was in. And it was Memorial Day, and I was like, no, I've been here way too long. I'm underpaid, underappreciated. I'm going to leave. So I literally did that, but I already put my 2 weeks in. It wasn't the day that my last day was, but at the same time, it's like, work drama doesn't need to be in your life. If you want to allow it in your life, that's fine. But if you don't have to. So that's why for me, it's like whenever I see it or witness it, I shut my mouth. I don't say anything, and I let it happen. Whether it's between a customer and an employee, two employees, I'm like, y'all go away. Do this somewhere else. Because I have no time for this. I have a job to do, clock out, and then leave.
Well, people have different mindsets.
Oh,
too.
Absolutely. Because in their heads, they're like, well, I'm in the right, you're the wrong. Or on the other hand, it's like, no, I'm in the right, you're in the wrong. When I'm literally just like this. I swear, it's like, sometimes I'm like, can you both just talk about your feelings? I feel like a lot of times when it comes to work drama and the work environment, everyone doesn't express their feelings because they're afraid that they're going to get judged, that
100%.
you shouldn't be feeling this because if you can't work here, then don't work here. If you can't handle it, don't work here. Who said that? Who's saying that? No one's saying that. The fact that you are hired and the fact that you're here and you've been here, if you haven't left yet, you're doing something right. Because...
Well, and I feel like most of the time I have a lot of issues, sometimes in a managerial role.
Yes.
Where there's obviously a separation between like wanting to be close to like, again, manager-employee relationship.
Yes.
And sometimes employees don't really want to share what's going on in their life. And I respect that. And I definitely understand that, like, there's a balance where you don't want to bring everything in.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I feel like it's easier and it's, like, if we just connect more humanly, like...
I agree.
Because that's what I feel like some of us have forgotten. Like, I try to level myself all the time. Like, I literally work 10, 11 hours. Sometimes, you know, like, I do crazy stuff and work crazy hours because that's where my capacity is.
Yes.
As a human, I just don't really have that level of, like, 8 hours shut off. And some people aren't like that at all. And I have to know and I have to respect that, like, somebody else may not feel that way.
Yeah.
Can't work that way. And, like, honestly, sometimes working 10 hours, 11 hours, that's hard as shit. And I'm not saying that.
It's a toll on you.
Yeah, and someone can work 6 or 7 hours and do the same thing I'm doing, and in some cases be equally productive or even more productive in that time. So it's just a matter of, like, understanding that, like, just because so-and-so has an issue at home with their wife, but then you're at home, you have, like, 3 kids and your wife you have a problem with. It's like, you can't sit and compare.
Oh,
My life is worse than yours, or your life is worse than mine. It's just a matter of, like, hey, we're both here. Let's just be human. Like, hear each other out and know that, like in your case, like, what... Like, neither of us want to be here. Let's just be chill.
Exactly.
Just be chill. Like, let's just enjoy each other.
I agree.
Because the more that you keep those things in mind, like, because here's the thing, it's all about balance.
Oh my God.
All about balance. Is there rules that have to be set? Yes. Unfortunately, you can't just go and have fun all the time at work. But there's ways that you can make it enjoyable without it being, so you know the rules. Like, you got to show up.
Yes.
You got to show up on time.
Yep.
You know, like, you can't come to work blazing drunk, like, or you can in some jobs, and that's
oh my
okay
God. Whenever I see that, I'm like, are you good?
Like, sis.
Like, sis, you good?
Like,
but you're absolutely right, though.
but, like, it's life. Like, some people drink, some people don't drink. Some people smoke, some people don't smoke. So then it's knowing people.
Yeah.
And that's so important to being like, you know what? This person actually might be pretty cool if I just tell them to take it down a notch, or, like, hey, like, tell them something that's human about you.
Yeah.
You know, and I know it sounds so lame and so cheesy, but, like,
it just shows the human side of you because you're understanding their side. Yeah. Because my biggest thing I will say, though, what on top of what you said was, please don't bring your drama from home to work, because then you're just like that's just like, it shows how no, I'm sorry. We're all human. But try not to bring it to work, because we can see in your face and your emotions and everything that you're not there.
Well, some people have some pretty heavy things in their
Absolutely.
life, which I'm like, damn. But, like, I always try to remember, like, other people have other shit going on too.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, other people are going through things too, and just because they don't voice it doesn't mean that there's not something going on there. So it's like, you might think you're, you know, like, whatever, being sick is really terrible, but they have someone who, you know, like, they just
stuff like that,
yeah.
like real life human shit.
Yeah.
That's actually really happening in their life, and you're just like, that's understandable. But a lot of it is, I will say, though, it's like I love how you said that, like, if you like, I love how you said that comparing and stuff, because I understand that others work harder than the others, which is not fair, but it is what it is, because that's your work ethic. And that's where a lot of the work drama comes from.
Like, so-and-so's not doing enough. They're not, like, I'm doing all this stuff and they're not doing anything. And there's some cases where that's completely true.
Yeah, and it's not fair, but at the end of the day, it's like...
Well, and at some point, you bring it up to a manager, let them handle it, and that's what their job is to make sure those things are addressed.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever had a manager, like, have favoritism?
I feel like humans in general have favoritism.
Yeah.
But I feel like anywhere I've really worked, I've never had to deal with too much drama, to be honest.
Oh, I love that.
I'm just like, I can't put up with it. I think one time in Washington, once I was thinking about walking out of a job, I walked out of a job, I did the first day, and I was serving. They didn't tell me they hired me same day, told me to come in that night, and had me serve same night, not knowing I didn't even know if they had Coke or Pepsi.
Expecting her to read the entire menu and memorize it like this.
I called my mom. I started bawling because I'm in a different state at that point. I just moved to Washington I was there for like 6 months. And I was like, Mom, I started this job. I was so excited. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, these people did not give two rats booty cheeks about me because I'm literally...
They just needed a body.
Yeah, they just needed a body.
And then if they saw you fail, you were going to fail. They basically fed you to the wolves, and you were like, thanks.
And for me, I cannot thrive in that environment. Like,
it's hard.
I was like, this is messed up for sure. But most of the like environments that I'm in, I personally like, and it sounds like you, like for most of us, like I show up, I do my thing, I do what I need to do. And then I go home. When I was working at Wood Ranch, that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, like what they asked of me, I did. And if there was an issue, then it was something that, you know, like I don't know, just never really seemed like something that I was on my phone once.
Yeah.
And it was because I was moving and I had a bunch of apartment stuff. So then I go to bat for myself, you know. I was like, listen, I'm moving, but sure, I'll sign your stupid warning for being on my phone.
Oh my God, we're at this point. I'm so sorry to say this, but like, we're gonna have to use our phones, even at work. It is what it is. Like, I understand it's not, like, you're not in front of a customer going like this to their face while you're on the phone. Like, I get that, trust me, because it's a lot happening.
Yeah.
And I, unfortunately, have dealt with so much work drama, but it doesn't deal with me. It's the other people. And everyone's like, are you sure? I'm like, no, it never, because I will say, like, we are really good workers, and I know our work ethic, and I see how sometimes they abuse that. They do abuse it, because then it's like, when people are sucking, doing terrible, doing whatever they want, they get no repercussions. But if we mess up, or something happens to us, that's like that. It shows poorly on us, and I'm like, how is that fair? How? And then I've dealt with that, living in Los Angeles, working where I worked. I literally saw favoritism. I saw how we were treated, and I was like, it's not right. And that's when I say you really need to know how to hire your managers who don't know what they're doing. They can be trained all they want, but you have to find someone that is like that can do it. And also, again, as well, is find employees, regular employees, that can actually do the job. Because I love when the drama is, honestly, work drama is people who are inexperienced, who don't want to try, and who don't care. Because they think, oh, I'm here, might as well just get this paycheck. Or I'm here, I don't got to do nothing because he's going to do more. That's what I don't like, and that's when I usually call it out and say, hey, do your stuff.
You're like, nope.
No, I'm literally like, nope.
I wish my mom was here.
Why?
I don't have a napkin.
Are we grabbing napkins?
No napkin, Mom. Sorry, I had to.
Oh, yeah, because I was like...
Just had to let her know. I still love you.
Shout out to your mom.
I know she watches this. So.
Hey. That's funny though, because I was like, oh,
She always
yes.
gets mad at me because I never ever use a napkin.
Oh, I never use a napkin. Let's be real here. And my mom hates that. But at the same time, it's like, I always go like this. I'm like, oh. I'm like, ooh,
That's what I do too.
mayonnaise.
So
After like
good.
3 hours.
So good.
It's just the fact that like, we have so much experience with it that we cannot wait until our dreams are flourished, where owning a salon, being on set. Is there gonna be drama during that time? Yes, but because we're doing what we love, it's not gonna affect us as much. If that makes sense, because we're just gonna be happy that we're there and we're doing what we love.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it doesn't help when people do act up. But I'm like, at least I'm doing what I like to do instead of something else. But
And then I will say, it's so crazy to me because I've never in my life seen a physical altercation.
I saw one almost between one of the bartenders I worked with and a guest.
Really?
That was great. Yeah, that stuff. Sign me up all day.
Oh, because I'm like, who fighting? Who fighting? What's going on over there? I'm like, oh, I've never seen one. Because I've seen customers get angry. I've seen.
You know who you are.
Yep. Yep.
That was crazy. And I've definitely seen a lot of people guests act up. I wish some people could see themselves sometimes. Like,
oh, the next
drunk
day?
as hell.
Oh.
I'm like, wow, that's good.
Because then if you show them, they want to act like, oh my God, oh no, what did I do? And I'm like, hello. That's what I want. Like, I don't know. Cause for me, it's like, I've never seen that. So I'm like, if I do, what's going to happen? They're going to break it up and call it a day. I'm like, dang, what? But it should never get to that point.
Yes, it should, because it's funny.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but like, she's right though. It actually is funny because it should never get to that point. But if it does, I'm gonna grab me a big ass popcorn and tear it up.
But it should be like, I feel like work should be fun.
I do too. It's sad though it can't be.
I have fun doing what I do. Sometimes it does have its rough moments, but luckily, but I still have to manage a lot of things. I'm always in front of people. You're always in front of people.
Yeah.
Just like, here's one thing just know that in the restaurant industry, in the hair industry, in any industry where you know someone's seen multiple people in one day, like, haveth some mercy on their souls, because the amount of personalities that we all have to deal with
is a lot.
And like, I know a lot of us probably have jobs like that, and I mean, it's just when it's face to face and there's literally no sort of like filter, or like, you can't see my facial expression. Like, just have mercy on their souls,
please,
because we have to save face every single time that we are at our jobs, which is half of our lives.
Yep.
So, like, when you decide to pop off because X, Y, and Z, that doesn't freaking matter and is a first world problem, like, just take a chill pill. Take it down a notch. Just.
Because at the end of the day, yes, it's inconvenience, but it's literally food.
Hey, can you fix my drink, please? Thank you. Like,
yeah, like, you're.
Is this I think this is
Why you gotta do all that?
Hey, this is what's it called? Can you just switch it out? Cool. Sweet. Good to hop.
I recently had a coworker. She literally did this to a customer because the customer was like trying to like harass her a little bit with like, oh, this isn't what I ordered. And she's like, oh, yeah. So she goes, okay, no problem. She goes, do you see this? And then my coworker was like, I see that. You need a change. Here we go. Yes. She did that in front of the customer, and I was like, she didn't care about the tip at that point. She did not care, because at that point, it's like, we understand what you're doing. Don't get it twisted. Because we're not the ones.
Because we are not the ones.
That's where a drama comes in, and then that's where we come full force. Like, we dare you. We dare you. Try us.
I feel like people in the industry, especially restaurants or hair salons or any artistic industry,
Yes.
you're just dealing with people who are full of emotion and can read emotion and all the in between. So it's like, take it easy. I'm here for you. I'm not like, I feel like most restaurant people, like, even if they're kind of rough and tough, like they know how to serve and they know what it, like, they know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't understand why some people are so stinking like turd-tastic towards people. You're just
Oh my God.
come on, man.
Come on, guys.
We're on the same team. Like, I want you to, like, did I want you to get the wrong food just to piss you off? Like, us, people will be like, well, they just ruined their tip. We're art people. We don't care about the money sometimes. Sometimes it's just the point of, we want you to understand, like,
your $10
doesn't mean shit.
keep it.
And
Girl.
I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but at some point, like, it's just one of those things that you're just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'd rather you understand that, like, what you're doing is completely shitty, but at the same time,
if you're gonna,
that's not a good way to handle it. But
if you're gonna under tip, don't tip.
You can still tip me. I'll take it.
But if it's $100 bill and they're gonna give you $4,
Give me the $4 and I'll talk shit about you. I'll talk shit about you and how terrible you are, but I will take your $4.
Yeah.
That's
Just know that whenever you're in work drama, don't get involved if it's not about you. Just be respectful and just like get the tea. Always get the tea. Always. Then after that's it. It's done.
Monty wants some of the leftovers. Yeah, get the tea. But just understand people are human.
Yes.
And we're all trying.
Yes.
And we want you to have the right thing because we don't want to deal with you being angry.
Nope.
So?
Yeah. All right, guys.
We're going to Vegas on Sunday.
We're going to Vegas!
We're going to Vegas.
Vegas!
So you might see a little something from us, right?
Yep. And hopefully we win, because we're gonna.
We are going to.
Where can they find you, my love?
Ashley Murray Hair or Ashley Murray. It's ASHLEE Murray, MURRAY.
On all platforms?
On all platforms.
Yes. And you can find me, Scott Yaldo, YALDO, on all platforms. We'll see you in Vegas, guys.
Peace with a little mayo on it.
Woo! No napkin.
I'm sorry. You're starting on them.
Ooh, yes.